Scott A. Byrne, Imperial officer, Stormtrooper officer as well. I do Renaissance, I do Shinobi, I've done Pirate, I've done Blacksmith, and I've done a Road Bandit.
Hi, I'm James Hannon, author of An Advocate Cosplayer, Tales from Behind the Mask, and welcome to another episode of Cosplayer Hotspot. This episode is going to be a little bit different in that it's about a cosplayer who's no longer with us. Scott Byrne was an amazing cosplayer. I've known him since my first troop in the 501st back in 2009 Halloween when we did the Tom's River Halloween Parade. We shot this interview back in 2011 when I was just starting to write the book. And I wanted to kind of get a feel for the questions I wanted to ask people. We shot it. I used a lot of it in the book. And it was sitting around on my shelf ever since. When Cosplayer Hotspot came around, I wanted to use that footage in some way to pay tribute to Scott because he deserved it. He's definitely a unique character, but he loves costuming. Always has. He would come out to every troop, and some days would just be me, him, and my wife Jackie, and we would troop. Eventually, he joined the G.I. Joe Finest group as Cobra Commander because he loved that show back growing up. I like to bother Scott, so I joined the group as Destro just to bother him because Cobra Commander and Destro have this fighting chemistry. And it was a fun time, and he trooped a lot there. We used to call him the Iron Trooper because even when he got sick with testicular cancer, he would come out to troops almost as much as he did before. The only time he didn't come out was when he was in the hospital. And you'll hear about that in this video. And he was just an inspirational guy and passed away in September 2016. And we miss him tremendously. That's pretty much it. I hope you enjoy the show. And thanks for watching.
I went with my first girlfriend. I went playing wearing clothes at the time. And then I saw people were doing pirates, I saw villagers, I saw a few chainmail knights, I saw one plate mail knight. I thought, this is interesting. But I didn't have a whole lot of money at the time. I wasn't making a lot of money. So originally I bought a tunic and pants. And that was the start of what I bought. And then every year I would buy more. I bought a belt, I bought a shirt to go underneath the tunic, to go over the tunic. Then I would buy, then I bought my first walking stick. The year after that I bought my first sword. And every year I would usually end up buying something. And that's going to be Cobra Commander. Because I've always liked Cobra Commander, but I don't like the way a lot of people betray Cobra Commander at cons because they betray the animation Cobra Commander, and he's the cowardly, bumbling kind of dictator. I want to play the comic version, where he's intelligent, confident, and capable. I'm not doing the hissing S stuff like the cartoon did. I'm going to be more of a deeper, darker, talking tone, but I'm going to be more of the confident dictator that you would expect of what Cobra Commander would be. Because officers are underrepresented. There are stormtroopers, there are plenty of stormtroopers, there are plenty of TIE fighter pilots, there are plenty of Vaders. But officers who are sort of the backbone of the command structure are rare. Because, I mean, you have Vader who is at the second to top, giving the orders. You have the stormtroopers at the bottom who get the orders and have to follow the orders. But you don't have anyone representing the people who give the orders and command the orders and lead the orders. What good is a military if you have no command staff? Comic-Con last year, Halo Ichigo, I got hugged by 25, 30 girls.
Okay.
I mean, they saw Halo Ichigo and they can't resist hugging me. I'm like, I'm the bad, negative, dark side of Ichigo, and you're hugging me. Jeremy Bulloch.
Why?
I met him at Comic-Con. No, I met him at Chiller. My first Chiller. I met him. I was in full costume. And another member from Pennsylvania was also in full costume, but full buffet. I was a full officer. We went to his table. We actually got to stay at his table. We were his security for the day. So we got to whenever he left the table, we walked him as security. He bought us lunch, and he just let us act as, like, not an intimidation thing, but if people just were annoying or something, we could just
move along.
We could make them move along, things like that. And we did that. I did that till about 3, 4 o'clock. The airman stayed till about 5. Renaissance Fair, 3rd year, I went as a pirate, shirtless, on a day where the sun had no clouds. I burned. My front, completely beet red. I had a pirate vest with no shirt. I mean, I had the scarf, I had things like that, but I went shirtless because it was a hot day, so I went shirtless that day. By the time we left at 6:30, I was red, beet red.
Okay.
And if someone touched me, I would have killed them. That I think was my worst experience with a costume. I said, no more shirtless things on summer days. It's expanded it. I mean, originally my pet thing was diabetes, but now I probably will do cancer things a little more often because I know it is to have it. I mean, I'm granted I'm not breast cancer, I'm not the most severe or terminal cancers, but I know what it is to have it. I know what it does to your life. I know it sometimes puts your life on hold or makes your life very difficult at times. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've had some of the side effects of chemo, and I understand what the people are talking about when they talk about side effects of it now. And now I want to see about doing more cancer-related things with the garrison, and I might, like, when I do cancer events, are events that, if cancer that aren't a particular type, I might try to wear, like, yellow around my uniform on my arm for the Lance Armstrong colors.
Okay.
Because that's the color for testicular cancer. But it gives your outlook too. It makes your outlook different. I can't sit home and just think I'm sick, I'm not healthy. I can't get better if I don't push a little bit. I'm not pushing myself to the point where I'm going to pass out or need to go to the hospital. But you can't get better if you don't make your body do something. If you just sit in the hospital or stay home the whole time when you're sick, you're really not giving yourself any chance to improve. You gotta have something to look forward to, or what's the point of you even doing something? I wanted to volunteer to begin with at some point in my life, but I wanted something that was fun to do. I just didn't want to do something where I'm just normal dress doing something. I need something that was a little more fun than that. And I found the file one on the computer a couple of years before I actually did it. At the time I didn't have the money, but I found them, and it was on the computer. It always stayed in the back of my mind about it. After my grandmother passed away, I came into a bit more money, so I was able to start doing that, and that's when I made my black stormtrooper officer. But I think it's a charity. I do like doing the costuming, and I do like all the events and people I've met out of it too. Actually, they're not much different. Cosplay is technically anime. People do anything anime. Costume are people who do anything that's not related to anime, but related to comics, TV, or films. The only difference is the culture they come from. As long as I can.
Okay.
I would like to do it until I die, but I don't know how long no one knows how long a person lives, and no one knows what your health is like.